me some water. While I'm in my car, I'll try to play our kids.
Oh yeah. We recording. So, the cheesecake man just walked off to get some water.
This little bit of water. I'm gonna guzzle this thing down.
We're here. We're ready. It's time to go. Okay.
Tell me when to go.
Oh man.
Tell me when to go.
Yeah.
Bum,
No. Yo, that's right.
Ooh,
Oh man.
that was funny. You know, random thing, brother. One of my homeboys made my day on a Facebook post. My homeboy, he's never on Facebook, but like, it wasn't even a debate, it was really weird. There was another one of my homeboys who likes talking, like he likes to have discussions on Facebook. Like I think he's one of those people who wants to become an influencer. He wants to have engaging conversations on Facebook. Okay. And now my homeboy, he's mild petty, not real petty, but it's also funny because he's a lawyer. Okay. He's a lawyer. So
Okay, let's go.
okay, so the dude posted a picture of Leah Thomas, right?
Okay. All right. So the friend or another person?
The non-lawyer,
Okay.
my homeboy Bobby posts a picture. It's Bobby and David. So Bobby posts this picture of Leah Thomas.
Yeah.
Says ranked 463rd amongst the men swimmers, like instantly becomes the best woman swimmer. My homeboy David, and the whole post was like, transgenders should be in women's sports.
Right.
Okay, it's funny because David agreed with the point. David's like, look, I agree with what you're saying. There's no real study that says, like, I know that men inherently have an advantage over women in just body mass in sports, and the drugs and stuff that they take show no real signs of making to truly leveling out that playing field. He was like, but also, and then he starts rattling off Leah Thomas stats. Turns out that he was the 6th best swimmer in the nation at this point. He was 16th in the nation at this point, pretty much saying he was better than 460, whatever. It was, my boy David was just like, hey, look, we agree on the overall theme of this entire thing. Let's just not lie and make up, like, let's not perpetuate lies and stuff to get to our point.
Yeah.
So pretty much that was David's like, hey, look, we are on the same page, but let's not perpetuate falsehoods to get to our point.
Let's not say that he was an ultra bad swimmer.
Yes.
He was 463rd out of 464.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden he just became the nation's best. And it was really funny because all of a sudden Bobby got like mad. He was like, you're never on my post. Don't come to my post just to disagree. And I was just like, I thought you want like a conversation. Now, this is the thing. When I say David's never on social media, David's never on social media. So David decides, I'm going to go back in my history and figure out how many times I interacted with you on the post. He goes and finds 4 posts. Like in the last 4 years, I've commented on 4 of your posts. I love this guy. He's like, I agreed on 2, and for whatever reason, you're saying that this is a disagreement. So at worst, I'm 2 and 2. So you can't say I only show up to disagree, because 50% of the time,
I'm on your side.
I'm on your side. And this one, I'm just counting it because we're arguing about it, even though we agree on the overarching thing. And he was just like, I don't want people just coming over here being negative. And this, like this, it's like, well, isn't this post here to create engaging conversation? It's just like, what's wrong, Bobby? Bobby's like, I don't want you to ever comment on my post. He's like, I didn't think this was this serious. I'm just saying, statistically speaking, if you just read, you would see that that's false. It funny.
Oh God!
Oh my gosh, I was laughing so hard because it's just like he's killing him with like actual. He did a whole thing about all of his stats his sophomore and junior year, and it was just like. And David's one it was like, I don't think they should play, but I'm really not gonna go out of my way to do like I genuinely don't really care, but like let's just get and I think he was like, let's just get out of our own echo chambers.
Yes.
And like let's open it up for other perspectives. Because I agree with you, but we also don't have to
we don't have to pad stats to make it try to look.
Yes, it's extreme.
Yeah.
Because and then I ended up calling him. He was like, listen here, I get it. I don't want him to be there either. But also, Ledecky's crunching him. He ain't beating Ledecky. He went out, he was like, realized that he was in 6 other events. We only heard about the one he won. He got smoked in 5 of the other ones. But he got smoked in the other races. He just won this one. Okay. It was just funny. It was funny because I got to see a guy I grew up with my entire life. I've known the kid since kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I knew he was a lawyer. I got to see a lawyer chop up a man on his own post in which he agreed with.
Yes.
It was crazy. I don't know why it made me. I was just like, that's brilliant. I ain't never seen a man make you look foolish when y'all agree.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing. He was just like, hey, Bobby, if we agree with each other, there's nothing to talk about. He was just like, so do you want me to come on your post and says, yeah, Bobby, I agree. There's no, he was like, I don't often comment on posts that I agree with because I agree. We have the same thought of we have the same thought.
Yeah.
There's not much really to talk about with a whole bunch of people you agree with.
No, it's really not.
Okay.
It's really not.
So it was just great.
I think, well, no, not I think, I know. People they generally hate being wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Like they hate being wrong. Like it's going to make them explode if they're wrong.
That might be one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I don't care if you're wrong. I don't care if I'm wrong. You need to know the truth.
Yes.
Because I can now store this new information that I have if I'm wrong.
Right.
Or we can get to fixing whatever the issue is.
Right.
And just because you're wrong, I didn't think you were going to be perfect your whole life. So I assume you're going to be wrong sometimes. So I've already made that assumption in my head, and I don't care. Now we're trying to constantly move this goalpost just to find a trace of where you're right at.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, this is dumb.
Well, I think, okay, and I'll say this. Do you think, and this might be a whole podcast
Already.
Do you think that the school system grading perpetuates this same cycle because everybody's trying to be right on that question?
Well, I think human nature, you would rather be right than wrong. So
correct.
Biology says that being wrong gets you killed.
Right.
And being right just helps you live.
Okay.
Right? So the thought of I'd rather not do anything to kill myself is more prevalent than I'd rather not do things that help me live longer.
Right.
So the fear of the negative is 10 times the joy of being right. So that's why we have to defend the thing. I remember it was that one show that was on Comedy Central, and it was talking about facts. It was a whole big fact show. And doing correcting misconceptions.
Okay.
And I remember they said exactly what I just said. And they're like, it's crazy because they're like, this shows almost hypocrisy. We know that bringing this information to you is going to make you turn away from it more because you don't want to be wrong. So it's like we tell you this information, But we know, scientifically speaking, we're only further putting you in whatever this chamber is that you want to be, because this is what humans do.
You know,
and they only lasted like 3 or 4 seasons. It was for a nerd like me, fantastic show. I got to learn.
What's the name of that show?
It had that one little teardrop white dude from Britain. Fact show on comedy. No, what's the show?
I think we've talked about it a time or two beforehand, and yeah.
Car karaoke show. What is that show? No, not him. What's this kid's name? James Corden?
Yes.
James Corden Comedy Central Fact Show. I think it was James Corden. It was a dude that was built like him at least. TV shows.
What you say? You built like a Pop-Tart?
It's crazy.
Yo, the first time you said that, bro, about took me out, bro. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Pop-Tarts, my wife bought the protein Pop-Tarts.
Protein Pop-Tarts?
Protein Pop-Tarts. You heard it right. You heard it correct.
How
heard it? You heard it from me.
It's either fantastic or not at all. I don't see the margin of error. It can't be both.
It's not both. It's a slice of butt cheeks.
So there you go. I was like, either you're about to give me a glowing review, or you're about to be like, yeah, I wasted. They got my little $4. They won't get it again.
They won't get it again, bro.
Yes.
They will not get it again.
Oh my gosh.
A little slice of butt cheek. That's I'm sorry, Pop-Tart, but it is what it is, okay?
Yeah.
Not everything needs to have protein in it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that.
Simple as that.
And me and my wife were talking about this. Is like, look, to all the people that be on the internet saying like, oh, it's fantastic. You're an effing liar. You're an effing liar, bro. Stop it. Oh my gosh. So, but yeah. So, and you're absolutely right though about people deeply, deeply wanting not to be wrong.
Yes.
More so than wanting to be correct. And so I would say, and I think that's the craziest part is like you said, you're talking about the fact show, and he said that we know that giving you these facts is going to push you further and further away from the truth. And you know, me reading the Bible in a year and just watching the Israelites do this sort of thing, like they done this thing for like the past 15 chapters, bro. It's absolutely driving me up a wall, bro. Like, I can't believe you're getting food from the skies. And then you say, I'm sick of this manna, God, that you keep giving us, bro. That joint is crazy, bro. And you just seen 25,000 people get burnt to a crisp.
Yes.
Like fire just came from heaven. Just goodbye. Just burnt to a crisp.
Yes.
And then you're like, God, you suck.
Yeah. I got some stuff for you. I got a whole lot of it.
That joint is crazy. Like, it's crazy. I'm not gonna get on the tangent, but it's insane. Like, to read that, I'm like, yo, what happened, bro? Like, what happened? Like I can kind of understand. Like, I can kind of understand in this day and age, there are so many distractions all over the place. We're witnessing miracles on a daily basis, but we don't even know it, or we don't even recognize it.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of bypass it and keep going. And so to be going through the wilderness with nothing, basically. Well, I'm not gonna say nothing. To be going through the wilderness with only your belongings and the presence of God, like that's the two things you got to look at. Your belongings and the presence of God. Like it's either a pillar of fire or a cloud by day. Yes. And you're watching this thing just go ahead of you. Yes. And you're still like, God, you're terrible. I don't want this manna anymore. I want what I had back in Egypt when they were beating me to a pulp.
So go get it. You want to go get it?
Go back.
Go get it.
Go back.
I know it's still there. It's hot. It's literally hot and fresh ready for you. Go. I'm not arguing with this guy anymore. Go back and get it. Go get it.
The craziest part too is like when God was like, all right, none of y'all are going to go see the promised land. Like, you're not going to see it. You're going to die in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Okay? All of your bickering, all of it, you're going to die in the wilderness. Then they said, no, we're going to go see this land now. So, in turn, you're just going to disobey what God said again. Insane. So, I'm done on my little Old Testament rant. That joint is crazy, bro. But it just parallels. It really parallels to what's going on today.
Turns out people are still doing it.
Turns out people are still foolish.
Yeah.
Still foolish. Crazy, bro. So we are going to continue our conversation. Mm-hmm. You know what we're talking about?
Which one?
From last week.
Oh, last week. We still on pornography, right?
Yes, sir.
We're still worried about pornography.
Man, we're still worried about it. But welcome to the Minimally Edited King Talk.
What's up? This us.
I am a guy with a Snoopy on the shirt.
Snoopy! Chocolate? Oh, no, excuse me. He's that chocolate.
He said it right. He's chocolate. And I am chocolate thunder.
Stay with the hot breath.
Oh, my goodness. So we were talking about pornography, and when we left off was talking about the business side of things, talking about honestly how it saves marriages, to some extent, albeit also destroying some.
Yeah.
And also I would say, like, the necessary evil. I think although we kind of disagree with it, I understand it.
I think it's net negative, but it serves a purpose. Or it can serve a purpose. It can serve a purpose to get you through a hump.
Yeah.
I don't think many people just want to. I don't think many people would rather see sex on a screen opposed to do it in real life. So I think most people's objective is to get away from it. But sometimes you're in a position where it's a thing you do. It's a thing you watch.
Yeah.
And so, random question. Do you think if both couples want to watch pornography together to learn and do new things, is that bad? I just thought about that randomly. As a cohesive unit.
Okay.
They just want to watch to spice up their life. Instead of going to buy a $50, I don't know what a Kama Sutra book costs, a $10 Kama Sutra book. We know we don't have to leave here. We don't have to go searching for no book. We can just turn on the interwebs and figure it out.
So everything leads to something else.
Everything affects everything is how I say that. But yes.
Yeah. So I get what you're getting at, but I'm literally saying everything leads to something else.
Yes.
So they say marijuana is a gateway drug. Yes, yes, it is.
Yes.
Depending on your susceptibility to influence and your, I would say your addictability. I guess that's not really a word.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, your DNA of being addicted to something.
Yes.
So searching for that next high.
Yep.
It's the same thing I would say with sex. I would say for sex it's the same exact way.
This. Okay, but also to play devil's advocate, if two people get together who are unfamiliar about sex, there's no way to really learn about it unless you're going to ask the world about it, like ask your friends about sex.
Mm-hmm.
And then only thing they can do is talk to you about it.
Right.
And then you're hoping that your friends are more knowledgeable about sex than you are. I think the only, like, even with the book, the Kama Sutra, right? The Indians wrote it as a way of connecting people and souls. The Kama Sutra is actually, the Kama Sutra, we know the Kama Sutra about the sex portion of the Kama Sutra. Kama Sutra is actually much more expensive than just sex. It's about connections and females and males, how they're supposed to interact. The Kama Sutra is more than just the periodic table of sexual positions.
Yeah.
But unless you're Indian and someone decided to put that into context, how does one figure out about that? And I believe that becomes an easy way to do something. Like, to me, that is where porn can be positive for a couple. Now, of course, with anything, like you said, everything leads to something. We're going to have to figure out what's the check and balance on that.
So, like you said, the Kama Sutra is way more than just sexual positions. Once somebody figured out, hey, you know what? I can make a freaking buck off of this.
There was some Americans. Some dude from freaking Kentucky or something.
No, it was California.
Yeah.
Once they figured it out, I can make a buck from this.
Yes.
Number one, off gate, sex sells, period. Like,
Yeah, argue with your man.
yeah.
Argue with your man.
Yeah, like it sells. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. It does. And so once somebody figured that out, you're throwing money down on the books to have a better sex life. Every person across the world, outside of maybe 5% of the world, because they really don't like being touched, or it hurts to have sex.
That's a fact.
Everybody else, they want a sex life. They want a good sex life.
Yes. I think it's, never mind. I just ran with other. I think there's some weird stat. I don't know if it's true or not. That like us and like two other species are the only like animals that like actually like sex for like just to like sex. It's like most species do the sex thing for like reproductive purposes and like creating the best bond or not best breed to go through time. Like it's purely like humans have sex just for fun.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like the vast majority of all other animals do it with like an objective in mind to create. It's the difference between eating food for fun and eating food for fuel. Those are two separate things. So it's like the same exact thing except for with sex. I eat chips because I think they're delicious.
Yeah.
And I like to eat chips. But when I work out, I don't eat chips anymore. I'm eating all whole foods because I understand that fueling my body is my objective.
Yeah.
Okay, chill that. But yes, what were you saying?
So, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with the fact that sex is somewhat and can be somewhat taken out of context a whole lot of the time with humans. It's like my wife told me about a post that somebody put actually, and she said that short version, man and woman go to a swinger party. The wife meets another dude in there with an elephant trunk, gets demolished, wakes up the next morning. The guy's like, "Hey, that was exciting. Let's go again." She's like, "No, I don't want to. I'm sore from last night."
You're gonna melt. You would melt. I don't know what would be a worse feeling. What you mean?
Exactly. So the idea, and this is me again. Like I try. Yeah, crocodile tears is coming out, bro. The 120%, bro. But you play foolish games. You get foolish answers very quickly, bro. Like very quickly, you get them. And so that's one of those things where, I feel like, and not to say like, oh, I did it perfect. I did not do it perfect. I'm still fighting. Okay?
Yes.
Sex is within a marriage, or it should be in that container.
Yes.
Because outside of that container, there's a lot of damage being done. A lot of damage. And that's just one small story along the lines. We talked about this in another podcast, The Diddler.
Well,
I mean, no further words necessary. And all of the facts haven't even come out. Like, I think that's the scariest part about it. And we're not going to go into the Diddler conversation. But damage is being done because people do treat sex as just an event instead of it being more about connecting. And I guess you could say checking in on your spouse. Like, that's what it should be about. I'll say this too. If men were men and women were women, there would be no porn industry.
no, I can't go with that. I can't believe that.
I would say yes.
The reason why I would say that is sex selling has been a hallmark of humans forever. Because we don't have any point of reference of people not being sexual promiscuous, I think it's just a thing that our human biology cannot get over. I think it's one of those things, it's the flaw of man. We can't not do it. For whatever reason that is. Men are always going to be horny. Look, tough. And men as a species will always have that. And women will always know that they always have something that a man will do something for. And that's not even to also add to females' sexual promiscuity that we've got going on. more so than ever. But like, I just think it's a thing that like, it's a flaw of being a human. We can't get over it. Like, sex is always going to be a thing. When economies go down, babies go up because it's cheap, easy fun. That is just human nature. When all of the money, once we start running out of money, the more a nation gets developed, the more the more a nation gets developed, birth rates go down.
Yep.
So as people start getting money and able to buy things, the need to get more money will slow down on birth rates, but also it makes men start feeling like they deserve 16 sexual partners.
Yeah.
So I think it's just one of those things. Like, sex is a thing that, like, it's always going to be a thing we have to fight as humans. Or when I say have to fight, if you're married, you get to be as nasty as you want. So hopefully, yeah, you get to get all your fantasies done.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What's that?
And you say that all your fantasies get done, all that.
Or you hope.
You hope. But think about the hot tour girl.
Mm-hmm.
Most females were like, why are guys going so crazy over this? And so that it comes back to what I was saying. If women were women, okay, and the way the hot tour girl was thinking about it is, I'm doing whatever to please my man.
Yeah.
Why don't most women think that?
Why don't most women think about pleasing their man above all?
Above all.
Well, this is feminism speaking, right? Women have, I think women in general have currently been fighting for, I want to put a time frame on it. I don't know when the feminist movement started, but I'm going to say the 40s. We're coming out of the Great Depression. World War II happens in the 40s. The most humans are mobilized to go fight in a war. Women did really well at going to do some of the home jobs. So I would say early or late 40s, early 50s is when feminism probably started. Women got to work outside of the home, and they saw the pseudo power it gives them. And women lost track of understanding that their femininity is their power.
Yes.
And that the act of getting a man to go break his back for you for 40 to 50 hours a week, and then him coming home to give you, woman, all of the money, I don't know why you would ever change that. Like that's it. You happen to have breast and a vagina, and a guy's like, I'm gonna give her all my money. Like, all you have to do is exist, keep his house clean, make Buddy a sandwich, tend to the kids. He's literally going to go kill himself at work for you. That's a hell of a deal.
But you know the craziest part. You know we've shot videos back and forth to each other like, oh snap, they're realizing, oh they effed up.
Oh, this is dumb.
They effed up.
Incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
Listen here, I want to let y'all know right now. If there's some woman out there who want to take care of a little chocolate man, I'm gonna still cook and bake. I gotta do my cooking and baking. I can do little side gigs. Okay? But the thought of you watching a man, like, I don't know. Sun Tzu says the greatest feat is to win the war without fighting. Women, y'all were Sun Tzu and y'all were winning the war without fighting.
Yes.
For whatever reason, you thought it was powerful to to stay. And I'm okay with women working. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But like societally, now you want to engage in work for 40 hours a week to be a strong woman.
And I think the craziest part about it is like, and they talk about this all the time, and you know, again, it's fine. It's fine. You can have all these jobs if you want to. I'm not against that at all. I think the funniest part about all of it is when you think about, and you know, we reference the Proverbs 31 woman all the time. She was a homemaker. She had a clothing line. If you read it correctly, she had a clothing line. She was a realtor. She ran a vineyard. I mean, I think she ran a bakery. Like, she was killing the game. She had like 5, 6, 7 jobs all at once. All while being a wife. And so I think the craziest part about it is like she was still being able to be in her feminine energy. At the same time, she was over a lot of things, but she was first a helpmeet.
Well, that's the thing. She probably did all those things, not probably, but did all those things under the supervision of her husband. So he's probably helping her make these moves, and then she's just making the moves that he tells her to make, probably. And then she also gets to see it, and she gets to be knowledgeable herself, and then it becomes
she's just making decisions on her own.
Yep. That's why the Jay-Z and Beyonce's of the world, that's why they work. Simple as that. Like, they're gonna work, and Beyonce was smart enough to not let Becky with the good hair ruin a good thing.
Very facts.
And see, she said, "Yep, I'm gonna have my sister slap you up in the elevator. I'm gonna make a whole album about it called Lemonade, and then we're gonna make money off of it, and you're gonna understand that like that was dumb." And then touche. But yeah. So to get back to what we're originally talking about, I think feminism killed the "I'm going to please my man." I told you I had a discussion with a woman who thought it was crazy that I thought that she could still go to work and still come home and cook and clean. And she said, "I'm not doing no cooking and cleaning if I gotta go to work just like you." And I was just like, there's other jobs on planet Earth, like, and I told her, like, my duties are, like, I still have duties as well. Mm-hmm. It's not like I just go to work and come sit down. She was like, "And what do you have to do?" I was like, "Make sure every vehicle in the house is running. Who's going to be the human fixing the things around the house?" It's like, you've owned a house before. You understand that it's expensive and incredibly time consuming. Mm-hmm. He's got to do all of those things. Yeah. And your cars. And he's gonna help you take out, like, I don't think a woman needs to be taking out no trash. So then he's gonna have to take out the trash. Mm-hmm. Okay, oh, by the way, it's summertime, the grass needs to be cut. Who's cutting the grass?
Who's cutting the grass?
Okay, who's blowing the gutters? Mm-hmm. And she's like, "But those, you don't gotta do those every day like I gotta do." And I was like, "Oh yeah, remember," and then you also remember the other part, the dying for you in the event of something, that small thing. Yeah. She was just like, "But you act like you gotta go die every day." I was just like,
I have to be prepared to die every day.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah, that sounds good. I was like, "How many car accidents have you gotten in?" She was like, 0. I was like, "How long have you been paying for insurance?" Okay, I don't want to talk about it. Don't talk about something that may never happen that we've got to pay for. You paid insurance to drive your car. She was like 37. I was like, since 16. So for 21 years, you've been paying insurance.
Major facts.
You're telling me you've never been in a wreck. But you won't, and that's for a frickin' she had a Jeep. For your $12,000, your $20,000 Jeep. So is your Jeep worth more than your life? But I was like, but I don't want to hear it. If you pay insurance on anything, period,
Yeah.
you miss me with the I don't want to cook it clean. I've been signing up to die for you. Like, and I was like, but what happened? I was like, you understand that if any man also does not, you get hurt, and any man says, where was her husband at? And they say, oh, his husband sat in the car and let that happen. The world won't accept him. Us men will throw him away.
Yeah, that's facts.
We're going to throw that boy away.
You're gone.
So any woman talks about they don't want to cook it clean for a man after going to work for 40 hours, get up out my face. And I remember one dude online was just like, any woman who's afraid of doing feminine and woman duties, don't even deal with her. You told her to work, cook, and clean, and she's freaking out. Yeah. Why you still got like, but I digress.
Yeah. And that's that again, like you said, I think that's the whole thing with the feminist movement. I feel like we've dove into feminine more so than we've done into porn. But I think the increase of porn probably directly correlates with the increase in the feminist movement. Well, I know for a fact it does.
I mean, for sure they correlate. You know what I'm saying? Porn is an industry dominated by women. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure most people can name female porn stars and can name maybe one or two male porn stars. So females run porn. And the advent of like OnlyFans and things of that nature is how women have taken control. Let's not even say OnlyFans. Prostitution was how women made money.
Yeah.
Right? So porn is prostitution on camera. I don't want to say that's crazy. I don't want to say that. But
what do you mean?
Prostitution on camera? I'm not sure. I would have to think about that sentence a little bit more when I say porn is just prostitution on camera. I don't like that sentence. There's some more nuance that I would have to dig into before I just say that. That's why I said I didn't want to say it.
I get it.
But essentially what I'm saying is like, that's how you do that on camera, right? So that is a way that they can take, like, we have gotten to the point of like, women take control of everything when some of that might not have supposed to be what you're in control of. I'm not talking about porn, I'm talking about in life in general, right?
Yeah.
So we see those Facebook messages like or those videos like, oh, when I'm with my man, I turn my brain off. Where it's just like it's got like the men walking. All right, that's the nearest exit. That guy's acting crazy. What happens? And the chick's like, oh my God, that's a pretty big purse. and I'm like, oh, look at that guy. He looks weird. And it's just like, that's the best woman. It's just like realizing that you get to legitimately just walk in life and understand that this man beside you has to do everything to ensure that you get to be as airheaded as you want to be while walking through the mall or walking through a place.
Yeah. And that is truly a man's role, is to protect. And what that means is having contingency plan after contingency plan after contingency plan.
Yes.
Of how to escape and or survive.
Yes.
And or protect you, and if you have a seed, get the seed.
Oh yes.
And so I mean,
everybody in the tribe, like,
yeah, facts.
So like, we don't see our kids very often, but in the event that you are not around, and for whatever reason, Destiny and your son are there, they will fall. Like, I can't let them go down.
Right.
I too have to intervene in the event that you are not. You're at work or whatever, and Destiny and whatchamacallit are at the grocery store, and someone acts crazy. I can't go like, not mine. It's like, man, I gotta go kick that dude in the chest. Hey, Jeremy, I'm sure your wife's told you my foot's lodged in this guy's rib cage. I don't know. He smiled at Destiny wrong. I got crazy. I apologize.
But again, and that comes back to again, men being men.
Yes, we're about to divert indeed, but yes,
that comes back to that. Like again, we've talked about it before. Someone who you say is your friend should actually be able to tackle you and probably hit you with a chair if you're about to make one of the dumbest decisions in your life.
Yes.
If they cannot, that is not your friend.
Yeah, you should rock with them. My old instructor in California, he said, I don't hang around anybody I can't trust my wife naked and drunk around. He was just like, my wife naked and drunk with these men that you see me talk to, she is fine. He's like, if you can't trust your wife naked and drunk, get a new tribe. Get some new people. They're going to backstab you. Because all of it takes is alcohol, the stuff that you can buy for $2 a bottle up the road, and foolishness can happen.
Yeah.
And so, but not to digress and get into men, the whole conversation of man and tribe and stuff like that, but like, you know, I think feminism tells women to be strong. But like we're doing a whole bunch of women empowerment.
Yeah.
And porn was
Yes.
porn was a thing in that women empowerment, this body positivity, and women, I get to be naked if I want to. The
Yes.
Free the Nipple campaign and stuff like that. Like I can't be naked. I remember seeing that. Like I'm not sure why you would want to do that, but like
Right.
I guess to not like. Do you not want your body censored? Like, I mean, as much as I will enjoy, I can go streaking and take my pants off and run around, but like, it's not a thing I care to do. Like,
Well, and I think it's different. I think it's different because in most cases, I'm going to say this. In most cases, the entire world does not want to see a penis. I can generally tell you.
Yeah, we don't care.
But
More women want to see women body parts than men want to see men body parts.
major facts, and that's exactly what I'm getting at. Like the female body is such a beautiful thing.
Touche. I agree.
It's so beautiful,
Right.
and so I mean, I don't agree with porn and all the stuff, but I understand it. I understand like the allure to it and the draw to it.
Yes.
Women's bodies are beautiful. Like it just is. He knew what he was doing.
He was on one of it. He said, I'm about to drop off. Banger! Hey, Anderson, go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Give me some dirt.
Go to sleep.
Ribs. I need some dirt. Someone got things to get
Bro.
me out of the ribs.
And so I think that's the other part is like if you run down the street, what's the name? People will probably be repulsed. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, get that off the truck, guys.
That guy's baby's legs out.
What he say?
It's crazy. That's the wildest thing. And I was out here doing it. I was out here doing sounds of another man's unit.
Oh my gosh. But bro, you know what I'm saying? And then
That was a time.
the flip side of it, if there is a female out there, she's running down the street naked. Everybody's stopping and everybody's watching. Because everybody's like, yo.
She'll probably get shit on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Men and females alike. But yeah, I can't remember what the other question was when we talk about the questions that we had for pornography. But
Oh, I'll pull them up. Let's go. That's we probably had jumped into it a couple times.
I know before the last time I was looking at them,
All right, let's
I
see.
was making sure we hit them.
Yeah. He said, what are the potential, here's the second question, what are the potential mental health effects associated with exposures to pornography?
I mean, that requires very minimal discussion. A lot of these women want to be refined after that, and they don't want it down, and they're ashamed of it.
Well, okay, so
some of I would say a lot of them once they get older, because boy, you would not want me to know that your mama was a porn star back in grade school.
man, you're getting the work, bro.
That's it, and I can fight, so you can't beat me up.
Yeah,
And it's not bullying because everyone's picking on everybody, but I'm a flame you when it comes to your mama.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be whatever kind of African booty scratcher you want me to be, but your mama is gonna be, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come out with cutouts of your mama. I'm in here every 10 cents to feed a child a day. Yes, I was him, but I also used that 10 cents to check out your
look, I got your mama.
Bro, what?
Bro, major facts. So I would say not only is it extremely damaging to relatives of said porn star, but also, you know, if you think about it, people who actually watch it as well, if you are not careful, it can cause some serious damage as well, because you start to distort reality and you start to think that those porn stars are real.
Yes.
And they are not.
Or that you're supposed to have sex like that.
Yeah.
Like, understanding that, like, porn stars are legitimately professionals. And so, like, they do that stuff to make it seem like, to increase the grandeur of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, like, as good as that may feel, or as good as anyone may feel at their sexual prowess, that man is a professional.
Major facts.
Like, this is what he does for work to make money.
Yeah.
So his or she, women, don't compare yourself to her, because she does this. She has practiced at like repressing her gag reflex. Like, she's done all of these things to be this good.
Yes.
So
just as anybody else does any other profession, no matter what it is, you've done 1,000 reps at this.
Yes.
You've done 1,000 reps at flipping a burger. Okay? You're the best burger flipper in all of North Carolina.
Of all the land.
Okay? Same thing with what they've got 1,000 videos.
Yes.
Okay? They've worked at this daggum whatever for a very long time, so they can do things that you can't do.
For sure.
I mean, it's that simple. And that goes, I mean, that's across anything. If you want to get good at something, you've got to put in the reps, you got to put in the work, period.
Touche.
So, to compare yourself to a porn star, you shouldn't do it.
Yep.
It's not a thing.
Yep.
They are parsecs ahead of everybody in that realm of what's name, which is again Satan.
Yeah.
All right. So, next question. How have laws and regulations surrounding pornography evolved, and what impact have they had on society?
I think we already covered this in the last one, but like, pretty much you just have to be 18 or older to watch it.
And you don't.
Yeah. They want you to, but we all know. I got my first bit of pornography at like the whopping 10, 11.
Yeah,
and that's probably being generous.
Yeah.
So they say it, but whatever. Some places have tried to slow it down, right? So in North Carolina, a whole bunch of other states, you got to certify that you're over 18 to be on a porn site. But like,
how do you do that?
Just click the button.
You just click the button and say,
Pornhub was just like, we're not gonna do that. I don't even know why they're complaining about it. Whatever.
Well, again, I think it comes back. We were talking a little bit about it beforehand, and I think it is literally they were talking about illegal videos on there, people being abused, and they were not just females. It was they said an uncle had did that to his nephew, So he drugged his nephew, and this was just a podcast, and I heard it. I was like, God, that's crazy. If you know what I'm saying, that's true. It's like, you know, he was abusing his own nephew.
Crazy.
And again, like to me, again, it comes back to, you know what I'm saying, like men being men. Your job is to protect everyone in your tribe.
Mm-hmm.
This includes your brother and daughters, not brother or sisters, children. That includes them. You should not be taking advantage of them. And so, and that's the thing that they were talking about is like Pornhub, all the porn sites need to be regulated, and that they were not, and anybody could just go in there and put up
it's
videos.
so big. It's so hard.
That's difficult. Like who's actually monitoring that? AI better catch up real quick.
Yeah, but it's sex transforms, and sex always finds a way. Anytime you're dealing with sex is one of the most innovative places on the planet, bar none.
Yeah.
They figure it out. Like we said earlier, porn is partially why the internet was able to grow so fast, because of how people flock to it.
Yeah.
So it's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, and you're absolutely right. It is, and again, like you said, it's quick, easy fun, and especially porn.
Yes.
It's free.
That's
like
it.
you literally don't have to do anything for it besides pay your phone bill or log on to some Wi-Fi.
That's it.
You can get it. Unlimited. Like unlimited. Whatever you want to see on there from across the world.
Yeah. Anyway.
You can see whatever. And it's all free. And
you have to pay for some stuff, or you can pay for some stuff, but you don't have to. You're just, if you're paying for porn, man, sheesh.
You're in, to me, you're in deep. Like
you're straight with it.
Yeah,
I could never imagine
putting
out a credit card number for that. That's crazy.
But I also think too, it's like, you know, I think it's the same. It's along the same lines, and again, everything leads to everything else. Of feeling hopeless. Those guys who never had success with women, because women may be a 3, but they think they deserve a 10. But what you really deserve is a 3. And he's missing quite a few teeth. And he's got a stain on his shirt.
If he even has a shirt.
If he even has a shirt on.
He got over.
That's your level.
Yep. People are well, that's the thing. The internet doesn't know what they deserve.
Facts.
No one knows what they deserve. And everyone believes that they deserve more than they deserve.
Major facts. And the fact is you're not that valuable.
Yep. And not enough people tell people that.
Yeah.
Well,
Go get them.
Let's you want me to do what?
Get them.
You straight. You good.
Come on. Talk about it. Talk about it. Let them have it.
Listen, I don't curse the women who thought I was supposed to do all of this extra stuff for them. You're not going to get me on a proper date? Absolutely not. I've not sat down and figured out if I even like speaking to you yet. I won't go buy you no chili. I won't even go give you the Chili's 2 for $20 or Applebee's 2 for $20. You won't even get that. I won't feed myself because it'll be feeding you too, and I don't want to be in the. Not gonna happen.
If you as a male, if you can't take a female to the park and walk,
that's it. I don't want you. And I mean the first time. I'm not going to take you on 6 dinners and then take you to the park.
No.
We go to the park initially.
Yep.
If we never get to the park, that's all right. Thank you. It was fantastic talking on the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
You think you deserve a proper date? You don't deserve nothing.
No. Well, the craziest part, and again, I would say this is it goes back to kind of gender roles. We're jumping all over, but that's okay. It goes back to gender roles. If you meet a female, you need to check her mama house and check her mama. If her mama house ain't clean and her mama ain't cooking nothing, turns out that's what your life will be like.
Man, touche. We got cook right here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the other part. Like they say, if you want to know what a woman's going to look like, check her mama.
And the mamas you wouldn't be out here turning it into their mama.
Turn it into their mama. 120%.
Turn it into their mama.
And they don't see it.
Yeah. And they hate saying that's like a thing. Of like the most don't say to your wife you're becoming your mom.
Yes.
Why do folk be fight? Why do that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother
Why
conversation.
women don't want, like, most dudes, if your dad's decent, you're like, you're becoming your dad. Most dudes are like, facts? I'm living up to that dude? That's dope.
Right.
Whatever.
That's a whole conversation right there. But I think it comes back to you've got 100 things. The man does 99 things right, but the woman can only see the one thing he does wrong.
Yeah.
And so it kind of talks about that as far as like women are never satisfied, no matter what you do.
Jeremy, you've been off of social media because of Lyft. You missed. It is like it was on the Joe Budden podcast. There was a joke that said that, and then the one chick who was on the panel proved the joke so right, which that was the statement. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you,
I love that instant.
And brother, I'll tell you the joke, because I've been trying to be respectful and not send you, like I didn't want to send you anything, because if you were trying to get off of social media, I didn't want it to be over, and then you have 40 days of social media to go behind, because the whole purpose was him to not watch it. So I've been respectful, but it was funny, because it was like an old joke. It was just like, Adam looked at Eve, and was like, look, we're in this beautiful garden, everything we want, all we have to do is ask for it. It all comes down for us. Unlimited food, unlimited everything. It's fantastic. He says that to Eve, and Eve goes, I know, just not enough, is it? And so all of the dudes start laughing, and there's this one chick in the center, and she's not laughing. They're like, what, you didn't find it funny? She was just like, I was just waiting for more from the joke. Or she's like, I was just waiting for more. All of the men immediately start laughing. And she's like, what? He was like, that's kind of the whole point. Is that you got everything and you still want more. And it was crazy because it's gone viral of just like her genuinely like, there's supposed to be more. And every dude was like, that's it. He said it in plain English. And here is the woman right here saying it's not enough. It was crazy. I was just like, oh, you can't make this up. It was one of those things. I'm trying to be respectful for you and online, but I was like, oh, you got to see this. But
send it through, you know what I'm saying? I'll check it. I'll check it. It's fine.
I said,
all right. Public perception. How do public perceptions of pornography shape societal attitudes and behaviors? How does it shape? Like,
people, this is the thing with porn. People are out loud. I feel like porn's way too expansive. People talk junk about it out in the open, but undercover they're all for it.
Yeah.
So I don't believe people's public perception, because if it was so bad, it wouldn't. Like, Pornhub's still consistently one of the most viewed sites on the planet. It's like Pornhub. I think they're the top porn group in the world, or in the country, or the world, and they're consistently in the top 5. I want to say top 3 websites visited.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't want to hear it. Public perception is you capping. Y'all fools like this stuff, because ain't no way. It ain't 3 people going on these porn sites like this. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how that list changes. Most viewed websites.
Yeah. So, this says Google, YouTube, Facebook. I don't think so.
Well, that's because technically they're on the internet. So, but most viewed websites. Top websites ranking is not 2020.
This is funny because they're trying to, with this, I'm just looking at it. All right, they say Google, YouTube, Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Wikipedia, Reddit, Bing, ChatGPT, X.com, Yandex, WhatsApp, Yahoo. You're lying.
Well, this is the thing. All of those are all social media websites that are all linked together. So it's like, okay, most viewed websites 2023. So all okay. Not hotel, airline, not banking, not beauty. Let's see. Most visited websites in the world by category.
I agree with you though. I think honestly that is.
Yeah, but this is like, okay, social media. All it is. Okay, let's see the list. So okay, Google owns YouTube, so they're the same thing. Yeah. Facebook owns Instagram, they're the same thing. X is a social media. WhatsApp's a social media. ChatGPT has come up. Wikipedia is how people have been researching. Wikipedia is Reddit. So all of these are search engines.
And
it's social media.
From those search engines.
Yes, and then it's Pornhub.
Yeah.
So Pornhub's after Netflix, LinkedIn, social media, Microsoft Online social. I don't know what Badoo is. That's probably something in India. TikTok, social media. Amazon is where people are doing their shopping.
Yep.
Search engines. Okay, here it is. Look. Okay. Search engine, video sharing platform. That was YouTube. Social media. Programming and developing. That's ChatGPT. Dictionaries and encyclopedia. So people are search engineering things of that nature. Social media, Yahoo is news and media. That is just a search engine. It's Google, news media, Yahoo. Whatchamacallit? Search engines. There's a marketplace. Social media. Badoo is another search engine just in India. So it's all social media.
Yep.
It's all social media and search engines, and one marketplace, and then adult content. And then it goes right back to social media, and then there's a bet website for gambling. So it's all social media, search engines, and then adult content. And then once we get out of that top group, we have a whole bunch of different adult websites. They start, then after Pornhub, then they all start coming in. So essentially, porn is one of the most popular things on the planet.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Yeah. So people undercover like it. Y'all be lying.
Undercover. You know that.
And some people are overtly doing it because that's the thing. I had a girl talk to me and told me she shot OnlyFans and she's got a partner that she shoots with. And then she gets in a relationship, she hopes to shoot with him. and then try to tell me to go to.
Well, I mean, there's videos. I've seen shorts on there, and the girl comes in out of nowhere, and the guys just sitting there filming or whatever. And you're like, come on, let's go shoot a video.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And you know what I'm saying? Like it's so. I would say, especially in the younger generation, it's so untaboo now.
Yeah.
Like sex is just a thing.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
And now people are just collecting bodies just to collect bodies.
For sure.
So, you know, again, like I said, I don't agree with it, but I do understand it. When you had a whole generation telling you what to do, and now you're old enough to be like, nah, I'm gonna do whatever I want to.
Yeah.
So I get it. I definitely get it. Now, last question. Intersection with technology. How have advancements in technology affected the accessibility and impact of pornography?
We can end the episode. We done already hit that.
Yeah.
So we done told y'all a million times. The internet is as good as it is. The sex helped create the internet.
Major facts.
End of quote.
Yeah.
And as technology expands, the way we consume, and when I say we, as a society, the way we consume sex will increase and change.
Yeah, because now you've got virtual reality and
Well, yes.
well, you've been had virtual reality. Virtual reality is just trying to.
Yes. Well, there's VR sex stuff. That's one of the reasons why Vine got taken down. I remember I was in the Marine Corps. It was Vine After Dark. So after dark, you typed in Vine After Dark. You got to see people doing sex stuff on there. Like sex has infiltrated everything, right? OnlyFans wanted to be Patreon, but because they came out before Patreon, sex workers said, "You're gonna be a sex website."
You take it over.
Yeah. And cornered the owners into where that's the way they had to make money.
Yep.
Because doing something that you may morally feel is bad and being broke is different. And you would choose morally bad over being broke.
Yeah.
So that was that. That's your pornography. That initial conversation started about guns and porn.
Maybe we'll talk about guns next.
And control and stuff like that. That's it, boss. See you later.
Deuces.